In healthcare, we spend so much time, years really, perfecting our clinical skills. But what if I told you that one of the most powerful tools for patient care isn't a scalpel or a stethoscope, but actually the email you're about to write? Today, we're going to break down how to write a truly professional medical email. And believe me, it's a skill that can make a huge difference in patient outcomes. Okay, I know this might sound a little dramatic, but let's just start with this one big question. Can a poorly written email actually harm a patient? The answer? A huge, resounding yes. A vague message? A response that's too slow? Or, heaven forbid, a breach of confidentiality? That's not just bad manners. It can have serious, real-world consequences for someone's health. And here's the thing. In a medical setting, clear communication isn't just part of the job, it is the job. Every single email is a critical moment, a touch point in a patient's healthcare journey. Getting it right isn't just important, it's absolutely fundamental to providing safe and effective care. All right, so here's our game plan. We'll kick things off with why this is all so critical. Then, we'll dive into figuring out who you're talking to, build the perfect email step by step, cover the absolute must-follow rules, and then wrap up with a final check before you even think about hitting send. So first things first, let's really get a handle on the stakes here. This isn't just about sounding polished or professional. It's about how these emails directly impact patient lives every single day. Just think about it for a second. Emails are kind of like the central nervous system of modern healthcare. They're how we coordinate appointments, how specialists collaborate on really complex treatment plans, and how we share those urgent updates that can literally change a patient's entire care plan. When an email is done well, it keeps the entire team working in perfect harmony. Okay, so where do we even begin with all this? Well, the foundation of any good email, any good email, is knowing exactly who you're talking to and what you're trying to accomplish. Before you type a single word, this is the first question you've got to ask yourself. Is this going to a patient, a colleague, an administrator? Each one needs a totally different approach. And that one decision is going to guide every single choice you make, from the words you use to the level of detail you include. And this really breaks it down for us. When you're talking to patients, your tone has to be empathetic. You've got to use simple, jargon-free language. With colleagues, sure, you can get more technical, but being clear and to the point is absolutely key. And for administrative staff, they just need direct, actionable info to keep the whole system running like a well-oiled machine. Now, here's a perfect, really simple example of what I'm talking about. Both phrases mean well, right? But wish you a speedy recovery just carries a level of professionalism and respect that's so important in a healthcare setting. It's a tiny change, but wow, it makes a huge difference in how your message lands. So just remember, your choice of language and your tone, this isn't just about being polite. It's how you build trust. It's how you show you're competent. And ultimately, it's how you create that patient-provider relationship that leads to better health outcomes. Okay, great. We figured out our who and our why. Now let's actually build the thing. Think of this next part as the blueprint for clear, professional, and super effective message. Every really solid medical email has these 5 parts. It's like a recipe that just works every single time. A clear subject, a formal greeting, a body that gets straight to the point, a polite closing, and a professional signature. Let's break that down, starting at the top. A subject line like follow-up appointment confirmation is perfect. It tells the person exactly what the email is about and how urgent it is. No guesswork. And a simple, formal greeting like, Dear Dr. Smith, it just immediately sets a professional and respectful tone. And then, how do we wrap it all up? We finish strong. A polite closing like, Best regards, keeps things professional. And that signature, well, that's non-negotiable. It has to include your full name, your title, and your contact info. That way, they know exactly who you are and how to easily get back to you. All right, we've built our email, but now we've got to talk about what is, without a doubt, the most important part. These are the guardrails. These are the rules you can never, ever break. This is all about ethics and patient confidentiality. And I need to be crystal clear about this because this is the heart of the matter. Protecting a patient's privacy isn't just a nice idea. It's an ethical and legal mandate. One single mistake can have huge consequences for both the patient and for you. So when we talk about patient confidentiality, what are we really talking about? It's that sacred trust. It's the promise that a patient's personal health information will be protected and will never be shared without their explicit, clear permission. This principle is the absolute bedrock of the patient-provider relationship. Okay, so here are the practical, hands-on rules. Think of these as your safety checklist. First, always get consent before you discuss sensitive topics over email. Second, never, ever put a patient's name or medical record number in a subject line. Third, make sure you are always using a secure encrypted email system. And last, but probably most important, triple check who you're sending it to before your finger gets anywhere near that send button. Okay, we are in the home stretch. You've written the perfect email, you've followed all the ethical rules. Now it's time for one last, super critical step, the proofread. Think of this final check as your last line of defense against mistakes that could be, well, pretty dangerous. This isn't just about looking professional, it's about making sure every single detail is accurate. Because in medicine, accuracy is patient safety. So, you're ready to go. Your finger is hovering over that send button. But wait, let's run through one last quick check just to make sure your message is absolutely perfect. Here it is. I call it the 4-point final check. First, accuracy. Are the medication names right? Are the dosages 100% correct? Second, grammar and spelling. Just run a quick spell check. It saves you from looking sloppy. Third, formatting. Is it actually easy to read? Use paragraphs, use bullet points. And finally, my favorite, peer review. If it's a really important email, just ask a colleague to give it a quick once-over. A second pair of eyes can be a lifesaver. So look, the next time you sit down to write an email, I want you to remember this. You're not just typing out a message, you're coordinating care, you're building trust, and you are ensuring patient safety. And by following these steps, your emails are going to be transformed from just correspondence into a powerful tool for delivering better, safer patient care.